Good morning, everyone. It's Friday, and you know what that means. It means it's the last day of an awesome streaming week that we have had here on DSP Gaming and a little bit over on the DSP Reacts channel. Today on the show, we'll recap all of that. We'll talk about the future, because notably, we do have two topics to talk about. I need your input. Topic number one, the future of reacting, because if you're not aware, the reaction project that I did over the last week went pretty good. Now, it didn't blow away the numbers that I normally do, but at the same time, it also didn't flounder, fail, or flop. It was kind of in the middle. So the question is, do we choose to continue with reacting content? How often? What should the subject matter be? We're going to talk about all of that today. Plus, I would like to discuss DSP Tries It, because we've been doing this show now weekly for many months, and truth is, I feel like recently there hasn't been so much really going on. We did a couple collaborative meals and the like. But the question is, what do you want to do next? And if we don't have anything big coming up, then maybe we should give it a rest for a week and then maybe come back strong. Let's talk about all of that. Plus, of course, we're going to talk about all the playthroughs and where we are. We're going to talk about the Steam controller and more. It's going to be a great, chill, fun day, all leading into the continuation of my Soros playthrough. So sit back and relax, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it is time for a week-ending, extra fun episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
Level 1! Everyone got their snacks waiting for the king. For the podcast to begin. Chat rolls fast across the screen. Trolls will be banned. We're taking a stand. Most controversial gamer.
What's up, everybody? It's Friday. It's the 15th of May, 2026. I'm DSP, and this is the Level 1 Podcast here on DSP Gaming. How y'all doing? I hope that you've had a great week. I certainly have. Great variety of content, continuing and finishing playthroughs, a new game in the mix, and this React project, which honestly I didn't know how it was going to go, being pretty successful. So, we will recap and get you caught up on all of that. Plus, the Steam controller has been a major part of my content this week as I tested it out. What do I think about it after having messed around with it all week? Well, we're going to discuss that. Plus, today will absolutely be future testing, because today, later tonight, if you're not aware, is the return of Friday Night Fights. And with old school fighting games coming back into the rotation here on the channel, this gives me a unique opportunity to try this controller with it, including the D-pad. A lot of people overlook the D-pad on modern controllers because most games use the thumbsticks, but some games like, retro classics or fighting games need a D-pad that works. So we're going to test it out today, and I'm going to let you know what I think. All right, good stuff. So how are you all doing? Let's see here. Let's give some morning hellos, shall we, to the people who are here early. On the YouTube side, we got Sky Jogger, Katie, Dark Lady Goth, Gautron, BRS, Mandels, Valarauka, and Brian. There you go. Good stuff. On the Kick side, we've got Allow Me to Explain, Kasuga Ichiban, Goulash, Omega Trees, The Kino Enjoyer, Apollo, Pattern Player Peter, Save Us GTA, Spoons, Eliza Pancakes, Feesbot, Bizarre Pronunciation, and more. So good morning to all. We're early, meaning, we kind of jumped right into it today. I'm sure we're going to get many more people joining us over the course of the day. So one thing right before we start, okay? No matter where you're watching right now, we've got a new emote. This emote was heavily requested over the last month as a result of a certain animation that I play for a certain level of contribution. which results in a certain kind of reaction, if you know what I'm saying. And so, as of today, let's introduce the Flex emote to the chat. It doesn't matter if you're on YouTube or Kick, the Flex emote is in full effect. It is pumping, let me tell you. It is rippling with muscly goodness. And people really enjoy it and are using it. I'm sure people will be using it for a bit, but of course, then it'll die out as always. But people have wanted a new emote for a while, right? And therefore, I'm happy to give you what you want. I do want to say thanks because I'm not even kidding. 4 different people submitted a Flex emote yesterday. 4. And I went with this particular one because, number one, it does look good. And number 2, because this person submitted a motion one for the Kick side. I do still think it's pretty silly that it's 2026 and YouTube still doesn't care about their stream chats because they don't. YouTube, years ago, okay, we're talking like 2021, 2022, promised that they were going to redo the stream chat so that there would be better moderation tools, equal kind of fun mechanics like there are on other sites, etc. Notably, they were talking about doing channel points. They were talking about doing motion emotes. They never implemented any of that. They literally just floundered, flopped, failed, and never cared. YouTube has this very bad pattern of over-promising and under-delivering, or half-assing it, throwing something out there that doesn't really work, and then saying, okay, we're done. And that's exactly what they did. So, sadly, with YouTube chat, all I can do is give you guys these solid emotes. Now, there are motion emotes in YouTube chat, but they're called super stickers. And they're only ever working in the chat from a pre-selected menu that YouTube creates. They don't allow creators to make motion emotes of their own choosing. Like, I can't make my own super sticker. I wish I could. We don't have that capability. Now, on the Kick side, they literally just stole the source code from Twitch chat. I'm not even exaggerating. What they did is they basically reverse engineered Twitch chat to run exactly the same, and they copy pasted it. So that's why we have this crazy stuff going on in Kick chat at all times. Motion emotes, channel point system works. It's all there. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, but it's literally what they did. They literally just copied. And so that's why it's so much sillier and more fun over on the Kick side. But hey, everyone got the new emo, all right? So I hope that you all enjoy. If you're a member on the YouTube side or if you're a sub on the Kick side, you get the cool emotes. So I hope that you are enjoying the Flex emote this morning. Definitely people on the Kick side are using it like crazy, while on the YouTube side, no one used it since I mentioned it. I'm serious. YouTube chat's very slow today for some reason. The Kick side is very active. Thank you, Snore Flicker, for 4 months as a member over on the YouTube side. I appreciate that very, very much. And we actually got first tip of the day. And this person tipped $1.50 and says, if you could go back in time and change the direction of any content, would you? What would you change? For example, would you not interact with the casino or side scrollers in hindsight? Good luck to you today. In truth, I don't think about this kind of stuff. I don't. The reason is you can't change the past. So if you sit around dwelling on things that you've done, acting like, oh my God, oh, I should have never done this or that, you're basically doing it wrong. All right? All I know is this. Right now, I am happy. My content is doing well. Right? Everything is good. So all I could say is, even though, yes, I'm sure that I could have done some things better and I'm not perfect, hey, I got to where I wanted to get. So we're good. Right? So it doesn't matter about the things in the past. All that matters is the present and the future, right? There you go. So don't worry about that stuff, all right? I'm not even thinking about it. We're going, everything that I did was for a reason. Everything was calculated and planned. And although some things don't all go according to plan, you get to where you're going. And I'm here and I'm good, man. Siri, you have to be a member to use emotes. Yes, you do. The only emotes you can use are the global ones that everyone can use. But if you become a member of the channel, then you have access to all of my emotes. And for the record, on the YouTube side, I have an insane amount of emotes. I have, oh my God. Let's see. 38? I think I have 38 different emotes because of the tremendous amount of subs that I have had over the years as a result of, let's be honest, the abusable system where you can buy emotes on YouTube for insanely cheap, which they never fixed. It's absolutely ridiculous that you can use a VPN to pretend like you're from Argentina or somewhere like that, and you can buy a sub that's supposed to be $3.99 USD, and you can get it for like 2 cents USD. So people came in here buying thousands of them, flooding the channel, and that allowed me to unlock an insane amount of emote slots for the channel. On the kick side, I still have a good amount, though. I forget how many I have on the kick side. A ton. I know I have a ton of emotes on the kick side, too. So, good stuff. Okay. So, we have many topics to talk about today. Okay. So, what should we talk about? Well, Siri just became a member. Thank you, Siri. That actually is a new membership. I appreciate that. We can count that one towards our support for today. Thank you for joining. And now enjoy the emo. You can now use the Flex emo and many others. Many others. Okay. So where to begin? Because it's been a fun week, right? It really has been. You know what we'll do? I think what we'll do is take a look at what I did this week. And where we are with each particular playthrough to give you guys kind of a recap of what's going on. So this week, I did a lot of content, as usual, although it wasn't all gameplay. This week, we were continuing with the special React event over on DSP Reacts for the Quartering documentary by June the King. So we will talk about that in a sec. But as for what did I do on this channel? Well, we continued on with the Pokemon Fire Red playthrough. We took out the Elite Four, we became the Pokemon champion, and we unlocked the post-game. So the post-game in Fire Red is the Sevi Islands, which is seven different islands with dungeons and new Pokemon to catch on them, plus apparently 2 other unique locations where you can fight and catch legendary Pokemon, okay? So we jumped into the Sevi Islands, had a couple of really great streams of that. Very great interaction and fun with the audience when I play these, that game. I don't know how much longer we have in it, to be honest with you. Doing this post game, I'm having a good time. We actually, last stream, we caught like 7 new Pokemon. It was awesome to keep just catching new Pokemon nonstop. But I'm not really sure how much longer, it's going to last. Maybe a couple more streams, maybe not. What I'll say is this. I know you guys love Pokemon. Okay, I mean, you come by every time I play Pokemon and you hang out and you support the streams. So, what we'll probably do is this. Let's do the post-game content in Fire Red. It could last another week, 2 weeks, who knows. Once we're done with it, then we sit down and we determine what do you want to do next. Do we want to take a break from Pokemon in general? Or do we want to jump into another Pokemon game, of which we have 2 options? We have Pokopia, which is this hybrid between Pokemon, Animal Crossing, Dragon Quest Builders, and more. Or we could jump into the multiplayer dual-focused Pokemon Champions, which I did try one night, and honestly, I had a blast with it, despite the fact that I suck at it. But I think that's the kind of game that we can have a ton of fun with together, because you can help me to understand the weaknesses, the classes, build a good, well-rounded team, and take on people across the internet. I think it could work out well. So we could do either one, or we could hold off and not do any Pokemon for now and just kind of wait until later in the year. There is a rumor that later this year, they're likely going to be remastering another Pokemon game to release for, playing on the Switch too. So, we'll see. So let's continue with Pokemon Fire Red, get through the post game, and then we'll make that determination, okay? Now, we continued on also with Sorrows, and this week, I did make some good progress in Sorrows, which I'm happy that I did, that I didn't get stuck. We did finally beat the 3rd world, which had taken forever for me to get through, and now we're in World 4. I'll be honest with everyone here. I like Sorrows, but I'm not in love with it. It is getting repetitive, like every world's exactly the same, let's be honest. You go in, there's a ridiculous amount of enemies, you have to learn their attack patterns, you have to learn a new weapon, because every world seems to have a new weapon. Now we're using the crossbow. I think the crossbow is the best weapon in the game so far. And so you master the crossbow, you go through, you platform, you grab power-ups, you explore. It's very repetitive. It's a very, grindy formula. And you're going to have to at least do 2-3 runs through every world before you get to the point where you can really beat it, right? And then you just wash, rinse, repeat with some story elements in between, which is good that this one has a story and has other characters rather than Returnal, which was just the one character trying to figure out what was going on. Again, the graphics, they're good. The controls, they're good. But the game is insanely repetitive. You know what I mean? Like, everyone agrees it's not super original. It is Returnal 2, basically. I do think that there is an interest in the game for certain people, but I don't think that it's across the board. I'm definitely seeing some people saying they're bored of the game. Okay? So what we can do is play it again today, because it is today's major stream. Let's see how it goes and how it does. And if people like it and want to see it continue, we'll stick with it. But maybe it could be time that it slows down and we don't want to play it anymore. I don't know. It really depends on how many people show up, engage, and support. So let's see how Soros does today. Okay? We continued on with Mouse PI for Hire. And I'm happy to report we beat the game. Now, my final thoughts on Mouse PI, I'll summarize them very quickly here. The game is fun. The game is an original combination of old school FPS gameplay from the 1990s. Think games like Return to Castle Wolfenstein, Doom and its iterations, Duke Nukem 3D, even a little bit of Hexen thrown in there, that kind of gameplay, combined with exploration, puzzle solving, and really silly, cartoon design, and all of that smashed together with a noir detective storyline. So it is a mishmash of many different things, but it works. Like, no exaggeration, it actually works. It's fun. It's interesting. It feels unique. I haven't really played a game like this in a long time, so I absolutely loved it. My playthrough clocked in at around 20 hours. I didn't get everything in the game, but I did a lot. So it's a pretty good value for a game that's only $30 from an indie studio. It's well done. At least if you like old school style FPS games, you're going to like it. I will tell you that the game was kind of easy, and I had to up it to the Super Sleuth, which is the hardest level of difficulty, to really get challenge out of it. And then enemies were hitting for tons of damage. Bosses got a lot tougher. The final sequence of the game is very difficult. It reminds me of way back in the day when they would literally just outright throw endless waves of enemies at you infinitely until you survive. It was pretty crazy, but hey, it was a great ending. And I definitely think that it's a game that's worth you checking out. I do think that the mainstream news outlets, i.e. IGN, etc., treated it very poorly because they don't know what the hell they're doing. Their reviews are awful. The game is one of the most unique I've played, and as I said, when I beat it, this game will resonate with me, and I will remember it at the end of the year when I'm doing my Game of the Year awards. Whether it makes top 10 or not, I don't know, but man, it was one of the more interesting, unique playthroughs that I did, so I'm definitely going to be talking about it and remembering it come, year-end countdown time. All right? It's definitely worth a play. I think that you should check it out. Okay. By the way, let's see here. Some idiot trying to cause drama. I ignore it. Okay. Continuing on. This week was the premiere of Directive 8020, the new narrative-based horror game from Supermassive Games. Now, I'm going to be honest with everyone. I do feel like things have changed since back in the day when I used to cover these narrative-based games, okay? Now, what do I mean by that? Well, there's two key factors involved here, okay? Number one, I don't do commentary like I used to do back in the day. If you remember, when I used to play these narrative-based games, I would literally be blabbing every possible moment that I could. I'd be trying to fill every second with my commentary. And yes, my commentary used to be over the top. It used to be sexualized. It used to be racial. It used to be basically as inappropriate as possible, as not really insulting, but trying to cause as many people to be upset as possible. Why? Because that's what people wanted. Back in the day, the content that I was doing was for a younger teen audience, and that's the kind of content that they wanted. Who knows what Phil's going to say today playing a game. It's so crazy and unpredictable. People will be in an uproar about it, and we'll all laugh about it. It'll be great. Like, that was the shtick back in the day. And so doing a narrative-based game back then, it's a lot different than today, where I'm more laid back. I pay attention to the story. You know what I'm saying? I try not to interrupt when the characters are saying stuff. Now, the other factor, okay, that is a huge factor is that today I am an interactive streamer. What that means is I am here relaxing and hanging out with you guys. We are having a conversational tone that's back and forth. And you guys love that level of interaction. Now, certain types of games, okay, allow me to do that more. And other games, sadly, I can't do it as much, okay? Like, for example, a game that is super duper attention demanding at all times because it's so difficult that you could die at a moment's notice. Well, I can't really talk with you guys when I play a game like that, right? So, ends up being a different kind of stream. Particularly when you're playing a narrative-based game, unless you're in one of the segments where you're just wandering around exploring for clues and reading logs and watching videos, if you're at any point where the dialogue is continuing and you have to make a dialogue choice, or you're ready to get a quick time event that could, make someone live or die, you have to kind of be focused on the game. And so I feel like this game, which is a suspenseful horror narrative, resonates with certain people, but not others. Notably, when your content changes distinctly, when you mature, when you change for the better, now when you go back to the well, as they say, to try to play a certain kind of game that used to work, it may not work anymore. I think back to when I was playing Until Dawn and how at the time people were saying that was one of the best playthroughs I'd ever done. But now I go to play Directive 8020 and moments into the game, people are saying this game is boring, this game is woke. I'm like, no one ever said that shit back then. When I was playing Until Dawn, no one said that shit. Whatever. Everyone was there. They were like, ooh, an interactive horror movie. This is exciting. Let's see how DSP reacts to it. This is going to be fun. So I do think it's a unique combination of the times are changing, the audience is changing, I'm changing, and therefore you have to understand that not everything that used to work back in the day is going to work today, right? You can't just do the same thing for 18 straight years and hope that it's still going to work 18 years later. That's why I have changed and I've evolved with the times and I've become different. You know what I'm saying? So, with all that going on, Directive 8020 had a pretty poor launch. And what I mean by that is, the first day that I played it when it came out Tuesday, we had good attendance, but the engagement was terrible. People were not talking about the game at all. On the YouTube side, the chat was dead. And on the Kick side, people were saying the game sucked and were thumbing down with the Patrick emote the whole time. Okay? So I said, hey, listen, I like the game. I think that the story's going to pick up. You have to understand the first 3 hours of any game like this is usually the slowest time. And particularly with this one, this looks to be the longest supermassive game ever. Like, this one is going to be a minimum 8, if not 10 hours to do a single run through. So you got to understand that the first 3 hours are slower. But I said, hey, let's give it a go, a second run, and please this time, right? Let's be more focused on the game and give it a chance. So yesterday we played it again, and even though we had less attendance, the game was much better. Like, we got into the actual horror elements. People were dying. The alien element was infiltrating the survivors, and we didn't know who was human and who was not. It was going pretty crazy, honestly. So because of that, I do feel like it got a lot better yesterday. And I'll tell you this, yesterday there was a ton of support. However, it was mostly anonymous. Like, there was anonymous subs gifted on Kick. There was a big anonymous tip. And the question is that representative of people who like the game? Or is that just someone wants to come by and support in general? Is that kind of support going to continue when I play the game more? Or was it just a one-time thing? You know what I'm saying? It's very hard to predict when it's anonymous stuff. You don't even know who's contributing. You don't know if there's going to be a regular audience or not. So yesterday, the game got a lot better. We're now in chapter 6 of 8. And we're already like halfway through chapter 6. So I think like one more stream, we're going to actually finish this first run of the game. And what I'd like to do is see how it does. If it ends up doing decently that final stream, I would consider continuing on and maybe doing a second run where we do alternate choices. But hey, if this final stream is a dud and everyone just hates the game, then I'm not going to keep playing it. But I do want to do one run of it, okay? So that will continue next week. I do think it's good. I think I had a great time. Again, suspenseful survival horror. It is very reminiscent of the plot line of The Thing. If you ever saw that movie, either iteration, it's pretty much the same. Except it's set in space, and there's a bigger cast of characters, and it's kind of interesting and more suspenseful in that way because you don't really know what's going on. There's definitely an underlying mystery or conspiracy that's not made abundantly clear, so you're always suspecting, gee, I wonder what's really going on here, and that's a good thing, okay? Okay, Princess Luna, thank you for a $5 super chat. Princess Luna says, I think you benefit from the popularity of VTubers in a way, because that interactive and chill vibe is what they go for when they play games. I think in general, okay, me being around for as long as I have been around, I think just that is kind of a curiosity for people. You know, they hear so many things about me, and they want to kind of come by and just investigate and say, who the hell really is DSP? This guy that's been around forever, and everyone talks junk about him, but I wonder what his streams are really like. So some people just come by on that curiosity alone. Then some people come by and genuinely see the vibe, that it's kind of cool and interactive and just kind of more laid back, right? It's not ultra serious all the time, and they like that. This conversational tone of us going back and forth and having this conversation literally right now is refreshing, because a lot of people go to another streamer and they see that that streamer has such a fast-moving chat, or you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't go to a big stream and then get a level of interaction. You just can't. Like, how would that big streamer ever really interact with their audience when the stream is going flopping by at such an accelerated rate? Here you can actually hang out with me. Now, I don't know about VTubers. I've literally never watched a VTuber before, so I don't know really what their content is like. But what I can tell you is, since I became an interactive streamer, this has just become so much better and more fun to do. Before that, it was like, I'm just making content for the sake of making content. I'm pumping out videos with commentary for people to watch and digest and me to make money on. Now it's like, hey, I get to hang out with people today. We get to have a cool time. We get to talk games. We get to have fun. And hey, the fact that I get to make a living doing that is amazing. And I'm so grateful for it, because how many people get to have fun all day and make a living doing it? Not many. And I'm aware of that. And that's why I'm so grateful to all of you for allowing me to do this. Okay. But yeah, that whole laid back, interactive, chill vibe is what I'm all about today. Now, like I said, not every stream can you do that, depending on the game and the subject matter. But when I get to do it, I love it. Okay. So that is what we did this week, gameplay wise. And so where are we with each playthrough? Well, Pokemon Fire Red, we're going to finish soon. Probably another week to 2 weeks. We're done with it, and then we'll determine what we do next. Saros, we're in World 4 of 9. But today we likely will beat World 4 and see World 5. So we'll be more than past the halfway point. However, I don't know if people are going to want me to continue with Saros, as it is becoming a very grindy, repetitive game. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Thank you, Zach. I'll shut that out in a second. In regards to Mouse PI for Hire, we're done. That playthrough is complete. You can enjoy it at your on-demand leisure. And then, obviously, Directive 8020. Yes, I'm going to keep going on with that. Only one more stream. We're going to wrap that up, and then we'll see if we want to do more extra streams of it. Now, Friday Night Fights. We brought this back last week, the classics. It wasn't super duper successful in regards to the content, because it was hard to find people. When I tried to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2, it was a disaster. The game is just a laggy mess, and the people who play it suck. They're just laggy scrubs. I really don't even think there's a point to playing it moving forward, because it's just an awful mess. When it came to the other games, I had fun playing them, but it's super hard to find people to play. You know, like, I like Third Strike, but the people I'm finding, they're laggy. I like Super Turbo, but I can barely find anyone to play it. I did play a few matches of Alpha 3. That was pretty decently fun. I think tonight, we'll decide, do you want me to play Street Fighter 3, a version of Super Turbo, Alpha 3, or Capcom vs. SNK 2? CVS 2 is in its own collection, and therefore might have a bigger player base. And I was playing it at a pretty high level last year when I played it. But now I've been a year removed from it. Likely I'm going to be very, very, rusty. So it's going to be tougher, because I've got the people who are playing it, have been playing it nonstop, are going to whoop my ass, because I haven't played it in so long. But what are you going to do, right? So we'll see tonight what you want to play. We'll go from there. And yes, I would like to keep that in the rotation, as long as people will show up and engage and support with the classics. I'm down to play them. And by the way, they're just way more fun to play for me than Street Fighter 6. They just are. Now tonight, I'll be testing the Steam controller with fighting games. That'll be an interesting test. You know, is this D-pad good enough to play fighters on? Can you use this trackpad with your thumb to control fighting games? I'm going to say probably not, but I'd like to try and see if you can do stuff on there, right? You know, how about the buttons? Because the buttons are very close together. Is that going to be a factor? How responsive are these shoulder buttons? So I'm going to do a big testing of that tonight as we play Street Fighter. That'll be fun to see how that works out. Okay. This is falling. There we go. So that's the gameplay rotation for now. Now, the other notable thing that happened this week, of course, I think you're all aware, was the big React event that I did over on my DSP Reacts channel, which was me reacting to the Quartering documentary by June the King. And by the way, you may not realize this, but it's doing pretty good. It's only been out for just over a week, and it's around, I want to say it's like 650,000 views. It's on pace, if it keeps growing the way it's growing, to be one of June's most viewed documentaries of all time. But I feel like the problem is, with this developing story, right? This developing thing with the Quartering, it just continues. So because it continues, already his documentary is outdated. Already there's been other things going on past his documentary that people are talking about and want to know about, and it's not in the documentary. So it is pretty comprehensive, and it was well done. Here's all 4 of my parts. So how can you find this? You go to the DSP Reacts channel, which is at DSP Reacts on YouTube. And right here, there's the playlist of all 4 archived streams. I just left them live rather than editing them down and doing stuff. I just said, I'll just leave them so people can watch them at their own leisure, and at their own pacing. So there they are. They're doing good, for my opinion. Views-wise, I do think that these are doing pretty good. The streams all did well, meaning people showed up, engaged, and supported them. I didn't have one stream that was a flop or anything like that. The one thing that was a flop, I hate to say, was this. I did a highlight video of it. Well, I had my editor make a highlight video of it, which I thought was well done. But, I mean, just take a look. The original stream did 3,200 viewers, and the edited version in only 1 week did 2,000. It's like, only 2,000 views on the edit is not very good. So we only did the one. I didn't do any more, simply because that one didn't perform so well. If you want to see, the entire react, you can watch it in the playlist. It's a lot of content, as you can see. I mean, it's almost like 12 hours of content, right? It's a lot to watch, but there was a lot to cover. It was a 4-hour documentary, and I had a lot to say. Notably, I think last night's stream was the most interesting because it covered the more recent drama of what's going on, and I was able to add my insights as a YouTuber into what I feel is going on with the flagging of these channels and things like that. We actually determined something pretty interesting in regards to these channels that are being flagged for ban evasion, and how basically anyone who did that would be able to get away scot-free doing it, because there actually is no paper trail on YouTube for anyone who flags channels for ban evasion. It's not done through the reporting system. Therefore, if someone shows you the report history, there's no evidence that they did it. So it's funny because this did well this week. However, I want to show you something. As a result of this doing well, my DSP Tries It from Monday hasn't even hit 1,000 views yet. Usually, DSP Tries It would have hit 1,000 views by now. But what happened is, because this isn't the featured video on the channel, and because it's down here at the bottom when I was doing these other, things, it got pushed to the bottom, and a lot of people didn't watch it. So it is what it is. That's the thing. This is always the case. When you have a channel and you put out content, your most recent featured content is what gets all the views. Something you did earlier in the week usually gets pushed to the to the background, and that's exactly what happened with this episode of DSP Tries It. Not that I care. It's not a big deal. I don't do DSP Tries It to make money. I do it for fun. So, it is what it is. But I hope that you guys will watch and enjoy the series now that it is all fully there. Now, as a result of this series doing pretty well, this was an experiment. Keep in mind, I hadn't done a long-form React in a year and a half. The last one I did was at like the end of 2024, and that one legit flopped. Like, people did not care about it. They didn't show up or support it. They were bored with it. So I gave it a big break and said, let's not do these anymore, right? Let's come back when there's a reason. This was definitely the reason, how popular this topic is, the fact that I added unique insight to it because I'm involved with it. I was able to really, I feel, do something special for my audience. Now, there is desire to see me do more. But the question is, what? Because here's the thing. Number one, you don't want to do it too often. Because if you do, then it's not special anymore. And if it's not special, you're going to get less people showing up for it. you're going to get less people caring about it. You know, this worked because I hadn't done one in a year and a half. So good, right? But I don't want to do it too often because then people will say, oh, he just does this all the time. It's not that interesting anymore. You know what I'm saying? I agree. I feel like if I did these once a week, or if this was an ongoing thing that I always did and alternated with gameplay, yeah, I'd get more of a regular audience for it, but people wouldn't really care as much anymore. You know, this was a special occasion. So the question is, if you guys liked it enough, which it sounds like you did, and you wanted to see me do more of it, right? What would you like to see? Do you only want to see me do reactions to these big documentaries that are more drama focused? Or would you like to see me react to more generalized content? For example, the video essay has absolutely exploded in popularity and commonality on YouTube in the last 2 years. Tons of channels that do video essays have blown up and gotten a lot of attention, and therefore the video essay has just become, in general, a more refined piece of content on YouTube. You can watch video essays on pretty much anything. You know what I'm saying? Like the history of a game series or something historical that actually happened in history, right? Or anything. You know, there's tons of things. There's channels that just cover so many different topics. So would you like something more like that that's more generalized and not really drama? Or do you only care about the drama? Is that why people showed up and supported? Is that do you only want more drama content, right? If that's the case, what kind of stuff do you want to see me cover? Because like for example, the one thing that everyone kept asking when I was doing this particular react was, will you react to LTG, Low Tier God, and his documentary by June the King many years ago, which when June put it out, which was only a 30-minute documentary, LTG reacted so negatively. He slapped June the King with copyright strikes that were all false. June had to respond to them to get rid of them, and when he did, basically LTG doxed him. Okay? Very underhanded. Okay? Very, you know, awful way to conduct yourself on the internet. This then led June the King to make a 2.5-hour continuation documentary about LTG, which did huge numbers and did very well. So LTG, it was, again, kind of the Streisand effect. Oh, I don't want you to talk about me negatively. And then when he tried to hit him with false copyright strikes, a ton of people paid attention. So now more people know about him in a negative light than they did before. The thing is, both of those documentaries are good, but they're ancient. One is 7 years old and one's like 5. And most of the drama that LTG finds himself embroiled with today happened recently. You know, like he has a lot of personal crap going on that's been exposed to the internet, and that stuff is not in those old documentaries, okay? But then, what would I react to? I don't know, because is there anything recent? I don't even know. I don't pay attention. You guys know me. I'm not sitting around searching for drama documentaries, so I don't even know what's out there, all right? In addition to that, like, is there anything else? Is there other people who make documentaries and things that you'd like to see me react to? Okay? So that's question number one, is what even would I react to? That's question number one. The second question is, how often do I do this? Because I'll be honest with you, I said this last night as we were adjourning this part right here. As you can see, it was my longest one, over 3 hours to wrap this thing up, right? I said to the audience, I am actually legitimately exhausted. We have now done 4 streams of this over the last week, and it sucks the energy out of me. It really does, okay? And it makes me exhausted and tired, okay? So, because of that, I don't want to do it all the time. Like, my honest take is maybe once a month. Because the good thing is you can find a time of the month where maybe the gameplay is slowing down a bit and you have a little bit of opening in the schedule. So that way I can maybe do a few different streams that week that will allow me to balance with my other content. And that way it's not like, oh, I'm taking away from everything else, right? Like, for example, Koopaloop says, well, most streamers do it in one stream. Yes, and most streamers have nothing to do with me and my work ethic. All right, most streamers don't put out the amount of streams I do. Most streamers don't have a set schedule of variety that works for them, which is why I'm still pertinent after 18 years. I don't care what most streamers do. I'm different from most streamers, and that's why I'm successful, okay? Seriously, if I just sat here and reacted to the entire documentary in one sitting, it would suck because I'd be tired as shit and not care about it. And on top of that, everyone would be upset that I didn't do any gameplay because that's what I'm known for. So we could stop trying to say dumb shit like Phil's not like other streamers. No shit, that's why I'm still here. That's why I'm who I am and I'm successful. Or else I wouldn't be here. I would have been, you know, irrelevant years and years ago. So we can stop with that bullshit because that's all it is. It's bullshit, okay? Exactly. Cypress TV says, I bet you would really enjoy a Chrono Trigger video essay, but I don't know about the audience. You're right. That's the point I'm making is there's certainly things that I know are out there that I would really enjoy reacting to, but it doesn't mean that you would enjoy watching me react to it. You know, a lot of the things that I like aren't in line with what the audience likes. Let's put it that way. Like, I'm not streaming just for me. I'm streaming for an audience to entertain them. So the audience enjoys themselves and then reciprocates with viewership, engagement, and support so I can make a living doing it. You know, this in particular was a hot topic. It was pertinent. I was able to add a lot of stuff to see me react to this stuff for the first time that I didn't know about, but a lot of people enjoyed. So I'm happy I did it. I mean, hell, I even had the same hat. Look, I even had the same hat, which is hilarious. But that doesn't mean that the next time that I go to do it, that it's going to be the same situation, right? So what I'd say is this. Let's lay off of it for now, okay? All right? Let's lay off of it for now, but let's talk. I want to plan out if we're going to do this again and when we're going to do it. What I was thinking is sometime in June. June actually looks like a much emptier month for games because the thing is, starting this week, we got Forza Horizon 6, then we got 007, then we got Lego Batman. We got a lot of new games coming out in the next couple of weeks that are going to keep me busy, okay? However, in June, things are going to slow down significantly, okay? So what I think we should do is talk about this and, you know, have people suggest things. I'm going to be reading comments because I told people to leave comments on those archive streams to let me know their thoughts. I might even do like a little special video that I post up there on the channel just to say, hey, everyone, you know, I loved doing this, but I need your feedback, right? And then go from there. So we'll see. But I think next month, with games not being as prominent, you know, pumping out new ones, would be a good time to do it. But what do I do? Again, I understand people like LTG. Okay, I'm there with you. We could do that. But what do I do? A 7-year-old and a 5-year-old documentary that doesn't include current stuff? Like, are you guys aware of anything current that I could watch that maybe would do better? I don't know, right? So let's talk about it and try to figure it out, okay? Fair enough? Okay, cool. And if the answer is just don't do anymore, we could also just do that. Maybe it's something you go back to every long time. You know what I mean? Like maybe we give it a big, long rest, and then we go back to it every once in a while, and it's not something that's so prominent or important that we emphasize, right? I don't know. But the thing is, it worked. It was good variety. It allowed me to balance my stuff this week, so it didn't feel like I was just doing gameplay every day. And I think people liked that variety. Not everyone, because it's definitely not for everyone. Let's be honest. Some people like that kind of stuff. Some people don't. That's okay. I don't want that to be the end-all, be-all of who I am, but I like the idea of variety content. I like the idea of being able to jump around and do different things, so it's not always samey. As I said, as I get older, I'm not going to be able to just play games 24/7 anymore. I'm going to have to diversify my content, and we got to find things that people are interested in, right? Podcasting, this is working, for sure. The podcasting is working. I'm getting good attendance, good engagement, fun levels of support. Some days I get more support for the podcast than I do for the gameplay, right? So this is working. The gameplay is still working for now, but won't forever. So what's next, right? That's what we got to work on. So the only other thing that I really want to talk about as a topic for today's podcast is, in general, I want to talk to you about my thoughts about the Steam controller, having used it over the course of this week in a few different games. So, quick summary. The Steam controller is a controller made by Valve to work pretty much just with the Steam library of games on PC. Okay? Now, can you use this for other things? Yes, if you use mods and things like that. If you're talking, oh, I just took it out of the box and I plug it in, what does it work with? Steam. Okay? However, it does actually navigate around Windows and PCs as well to do other things, which I showed you guys a couple days ago on the last podcast, okay? So, first of all, the controller is a little bit heavier than other controllers, and I think that's because it has the touchpads and it has a really long battery life. People are saying it can last up to 35 hours. I can tell you this, I haven't had to charge it yet, you know? So, that's a good thing, obviously. It works with everything through Steam so far that I've tried, including Mouse PI for Hire and Directive 8020. Tonight, we're going to try it with a variety of fighting games, so that'll be another direct test. The trackpads, they work pretty well. Now, they don't work fully, and what I mean by that is you may think you can walk around using this trackpad. You can't. You still have to use left thumbstick to move pretty much in any game. However, the right trackpad can be used as a full substitute to the right thumbstick, and it can be served as the way to aim and look around in the environment. And this is both the same in Directive 8020 and Mouse PI for Hire. I would assume it's going to be basically the same thing for all other games as well. And that's a good thing to have an alternative control scheme. Now, whenever you use these trackpads, they vibrate. It's a very weird, light, mini vibration, the likes of which I've never felt in a controller before. It almost feels like the controller's giving you a thumb massage. And at first, it can be a little bit off-putting, like, ooh, that feels really weird on my thumbs. Why is it like that? After a while, you do get used to it. It doesn't become such a big deal. But I do absolutely like the fact that it just feels like they're doing something different. And they are touch sensitive, meaning if you push down and hold with your thumb, it's like clicking a button and can be used in that way. And I really like that. The triggers seem fine. You know, I used them for Mouse PI for Hire to beat the game. I mean, that was the hardest part of the game. And I pretty much had no problems with the controls. The only criticism that I have of the controls on this so far are the face buttons. What do I mean by that? As you can see, this controller, the face buttons are very close together. In fact, they're much closer together than most other controllers that I've ever used. Okay? And because of that, there were a couple times when I was trying to really fast just do something, and my finger would kind of try to hit the right button and kind of miss because it's used to having to go further. And that wasn't good. There was a time I actually died in Mouse PI for Hire where I had a health power-up literally sitting in front of me, and I misclicked and missed the button and died. And I was like, oh, that sucks. So that might be a little bit of a learning curve, right? Just a little bit. And what I mean by that is you're going to adjust to it. It just takes time because most other controllers have the buttons further apart. Because there's so much going on this controller, you have to adjust to that. And it could be a little bit of a challenge. But once you do, I think it's going to be fine. Okay? Originally, I criticized this saying, oh, I don't think it's going to be very good because it doesn't have a grip. I take that back completely. This has a texture. And the texture allows you to grab it and hold it firmly. And it doesn't really get sweaty or slip out of your hands like originally I thought it would. So that's something that you wouldn't know until you finally have it hands-on. Yeah, it's not a concern like I originally thought it would be, because I was like, oh, all my other controllers have this texture to them, and this one isn't going to have it, but it actually does. It's just a really small texture, but it's on there, and it works nicely, okay? Also, as I've told you, I prefer the Xbox controller layout that has a thumbstick up here and then one down here. Well, having the dual thumbsticks next to each other isn't so bad, and you have the option to go like this and play like this instead, and that also works fine. So I actually like it. I don't mind it at all. The final test for me will be when I actually play fighting games tonight and I test either the D-pad or if you can use this to play fighting games. I'll be honest, I don't think that's going to work. I think it's going to be D-pad only. I don't know how good this D-pad is. I'm going to be honest, I'm feeling it. It doesn't feel great. It feels mushy and it's very smooth with no texture to it. I feel like it's going to be hard to pull off motions on this D-pad. And therefore, it might be impossible to do 360s with Zangief or to do proper charge moves or sure, I don't know. We'll see when I mess with it tonight and we'll go from there. I'm not feeling it. I think the D-pad might be a little bit underwhelming. I'll tell you this, the thing that I liked the most about it so far is that you can navigate windows with it. You can use this pad to go up and down in a window or browser, and you can use this one as a mouse to just literally go around your screen and click. And you can type by pressing the X button. It opens up the keyboard. I think it's awesome. It's an alternative way to navigate a PC, and I could definitely see this as being a way to bridge the gap between someone who is a console-exclusive gamer but perhaps you're going to be interested in getting the Steam Machine coming out later this year, and you don't want to go full mouse and keyboard, this could be the way that you navigate the Steam Machine, without having to do that huge transition, okay? So that's what I think of for now. And I will play it again tonight, and I'll let you know for fighting games how it's going to be, and we'll go from there. And they'll probably do like a week summarization of thoughts, and maybe even do like a video highlight for it that'll be going live either tonight or tomorrow, so it could be featured over my day off tomorrow. Okay. So there you have it. Next week is going to be an interesting week, folks. I'll show you why right now. Here's what we've got for the schedule for next week if you haven't seen it yet. So today it's Saros and Friday Night Fights Classic Fighters. I'm off tomorrow. When I return on Sunday, we'll do a return podcast, Pokemon Fire Red post game. And on Sunday night, we're going to do a Steam stream. So we're just going to open up Steam. People are going to make suggestions. I'm going to look for certain games, probably watch their trailers and wish list them. And maybe by the end of the night, we'll actually try some games. We're going to do exactly the same thing Monday night, but likely on Monday, we're guaranteed to try out some new games. The goal is to try to find a few indies and things that people are interested in seeing me play so we can have new content for the streams for the next couple of weeks. Monday, we're going to be doing Directive 8020 again and likely finishing the first run. Tuesday, we're going to start with Forza Horizon 6. Now, the interesting thing about this is that I'm going to be playing that with the wheel and pedals. This is my Logitech wheel that I was using for Truck Sim last year, and pedals and the shifter. So it'll actually be like I'm driving a real car for the first time in an actual driving game like that. That'll be neat. So I'm excited for that. I just don't know how well it's going to go because it's just a whole lot of driving. I don't know if people are going to like it or not, if they're going to be bored with it. We'll see after that first stream. And yes, I'm going to now start doing night streams of other games. So Saros will be a night stream on Tuesday, and we'll see how it does. Again, I don't know if people are going to keep showing up for Saros or not, because I do realize that the game is getting way more repetitive, okay? So that's, in general, what we're doing next week. We'll balance all of those and see where it goes from there. Likely we'll have a game or two in the rotation from those Steam tryout nights that we can also play as well. So we'll have good variety next week, okay? Now, yes, I'm going to address this. So Battle Duck said, I was going to say Forza is supposedly out, but it's just early access for premium pre-orders. That's right. Like, Forza Horizon has always been a Game Pass game. So Forza Horizon 6, I'm going to play on Game Pass Ultimate, and it comes out Tuesday. Now, you might say, well, how are people already playing it? Well, they either got it for free because they were, the special selected promoted influencers who are going to kiss the game's butt and say it's the best game ever, or they paid extra. But I think it's like $15 to $20 extra to play it early. Why would I pay that when I already getting it on Game Pass on Tuesday? What's the rush? So we'll play it on Tuesday and go from there. Okay. All right, everybody. So that's what's going on. I mean, that was a big, almost hour-long recap to let you know what's going on. And the only other thing is DSP Tries It. Like I've said, the last few weeks that we've been doing DSP Tries It, we've been doing these collab meals that have been very, very hit or miss. Outside of that, we went to Taco Bell to try a triple double crunch wrap that literally did not exist. It was a scam. We went back to Jack in the Box and tried the Smashed Jack's Munchies box. We went to Potbelly and were very disappointed by that sandwich shop. We tried the new Whopper. We tried some bunt cakes. Chick-fil-A blew me away with the new sandwich that I thought was one of the best, if not the best chicken sandwich I ever had in fast food. We did the Big Arch, remember that? So we did a lot of episodes, but at this point, I honestly don't know what to do. And honestly, no one's really been suggesting much. I do have some ideas of things that I want to do. However, for example, we just had Jollibee. And Jollibee is good. We had the fried chicken. We had the chicken sandwich. We had other things. The other idea that I have is Korean fried chicken, which just opened in my area, but I just had fried chicken. Like, I literally don't want to go chicken. So this week, what I would like to know is, does anyone have ideas, all right, for DSP Tries It? Do you have any idea of something that's new or a new thing you want to see? Something like that? Does any fast food places have a new product? If the answer is nah, not really, then I'm not going to do it this week. I'm going to skip it. Okay, we'll skip it for this week, and we'll maybe bring it back in 2 weeks. That'll make it feel a little bit more fresh, and people will be like, hey, where's DSP Tries It? Well, okay, let's bring it back. But for now, I just don't think there's a lot going on. in fast food that really it's worth my time. You know what I'm saying? So, does anyone know? Like, I'm just going to open it up right now to everyone in chat. Is anyone aware of something new going on with food or something interesting you'd like to see me try this next week? Or should we just do a skip it week? Which I'm okay with, you know? Sean says, what about a local place like when you did Salty Blue? Well, the thing is, I already did it. You know, like there's some places that I like to return to. Katsu Burger, remember how good that was the 2 times we had it? So maybe like once a year, I go back to a place like that. But the thing is, most of the local stuff around here, I've tried. I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. The only thing I haven't tried, there's a zillion freaking Asian restaurants out here. There's 20 Vietnamese restaurants, 20 Thai restaurants, 20 Asian fusions. Everything out here is this samey Asian shit. And I'll be honest, most of the ones that I went to just aren't very good. They're kind of crappy. I'm like, oh, I just don't want to go there and eat that as DSP tries it. Number one, because it's not a chain that you can go to. Most people don't care. Historically, those episodes where I try something local and different don't do well unless they're really visually appealing. Like Katsu Burger, the first time we went, and it was this insanely huge sandwich. Yeah, that one did really well because it was just very photogenic, right? If that makes sense. But just going to one of these places that you can't go to, most people don't give a shit. All right, that's number one. And number two, I've pretty much been to them all. All the good ones anyway. Like we had the meat pies. We did the fried fish at Salty Blue. We did all the unique stuff. There's just not that much left. You know, we've gone through it all. And sadly, a lot of the places that were more unique have shut down and more Asian restaurants are opening up. More generic, crappy Asian places, which sucks that this part of the country used to be known for its big diversity. And now everything's just turning into an Asian restaurant, which is lame as shit. I couldn't tell you how many places have shut down in the last 2 years and became a tea place. A tea with boba in it. Wow, there's like 14 of them on a block now. It's not special. I don't know why they keep opening, because they're not even busy, but they keep opening the same fucking business around here, and it pisses me off. I used to love that there was all this variety, and it doesn't exist anymore. So, again, unless you guys have an interest for something specific or you know of something interesting going on in a fast food place you'd like to see me check, I think that we're going to probably skip it this week. So does anyone know anything? Be sure to tell me, tag me in the chat, let me know what's going on. And, you know, I'm willing to check it out. But unless there's a good idea, I think we might just not do it. And then we'll wait and we'll go back in maybe a couple of weeks. The Denny's He-Man meal. Oh, good Lord. I'll look it up. Oh, man, a Denny's He-Man meal. He-Man movie promotion menu. Oh, no. The He-Man Battle Burger. Eternia's Premium Breakfast Slam. What? 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 This, okay. It's just generic fries with a burger that has, like, I think pulled pork on top, which, of course, is fake. It's not going to be real pulled pork. What does it say? Juicy beef, hand pulled beef. So it's beef with beef and bacon. So it's not pulled pork. It's beef, beef, and bacon. And you know that beef's made somewhere else, right? Generic burger, basically. Not a big deal. This is ridiculous. They're going to put mint chocolate chip ice cream on top of pancakes and then drizzle it in chocolate sauce, but they're not going to treat it like a dessert. They're going to instead put it with eggs, sausage, bacon, and hash browns. This stuff, it fucking kills me. This is why we have an obesity epidemic in the United States. Why? Why would you want to eat that for breakfast? What is going on? I know I said odemic. I'm too upset. I can't even pronounce words. Oh, an obesity epidemic is what I meant to say. But I'm so upset I didn't even say it properly. Junior Grayskull Epic Crackle Cakes. No, don't get this for your kid. Look how much sugar. Skeletor's Dark Shakeverse. Strawberry ice cream and blueberries collide in a sweet electric shake topped with whipped cream and crackling layer of Pop Rocks. Is there any chance this movie isn't going to flop? Does anyone out there actually think that the Masters of the Universe movie in 2026 will do any kind of money? Did you see the preview, how bad it looks? The movie looks like complete ass. Like all of the effects and CGI, and it's all garbage. So I can't imagine that this movie is going to make $1 profit. Like what? Who made that movie and thought, hey, I know what would do well in 2026? Masters of the Universe. Yeah, it's very pertinent for today, isn't it? Like, what is going on? I almost feel like this is the tail end of the nostalgia wave of bringing shit back from the 80s. And this will be like the death knell for it. Maybe finally we'll say, okay, stop. You've already revived everything from the 80s. It's not working anymore. Just stop doing it. Because I mean, I grew up loving He-Man. I was my first ever action figure line cartoon that I watched as a kid. I had a bunch of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe figures and stuff. I did. So, you know, it means something to me. I grew up. It was big pop culture nostalgia for me. I have zero desire to see this movie, and I'm the target demographic, and I don't want to see the movie. I mean, the menu looks terrible. I'm just curious, like, it says order now, right? Could I order this? I'm just curious, could I actually get this? I don't know if I could. Let me look. I'm just going to see if this is available to order. Yep. Oh my God. The He-Man burger combo is $20.47. For that burger with the pulled beef and bacon, lettuce, tomato, pickles, and just a side of fries is $20.47 to order. The Skeletor shake is $8. This combo here is $15.58. Oh, you want the calories? The He-Man burger, if you eat the entire plate, is 1,450 calories. This breakfast with the ice cream, chocolate sauce, and all that is, get this is supposed to be your breakfast. 1,770 calories. Anyway, do I want to try this menu? No. It looks awful. Oh my God, that's He-Man? Look at this. That's the guy playing He-Man? Oh, look at his costume. Dude, it's like a fucking shitty Halloween costume. Oh my God. I think Dolph Lundgren in the original Masters of the Universe live action movie looked much better, and he looked like shit. That looks terrible. Are you joking? This is a multi-million-dollar movie, right? Like, what's the budget? Also, you want to know what's funny? Okay? It's called Masters of the Universe, right? Yet even Denny's admits this is just the He-Man movie promotion menu. What do you mean? The name of the movie is Masters of the Universe, not He-Man, but everyone just says He-Man, calls it He-Man. No one calls it Masters of the Universe. Everyone just accepts the fact that no one cares about Masters of the Universe or knows what that means. Well, I mean, that looks awful, doesn't it? That looks absolutely terrible. Yikes. Okay. Is the shake more calories than the breakfast? The shake is 590 calories. Now, you want to know why? Because that shake's not big. That's a small shake. I guarantee you, if you order that, it's like a little cup. It's not going to be some ginormous thing like they used to give you at a diner. Remember when you would go to a real American diner back in the day, you ordered a shake, they would actually fill a big glass with the shake, and then you'd get the rest of the shake in a metal cup that they actually, like, stirred or whipped it in on the sides. You get the shake. It was like shake and a half. It was a huge amount of shake. Today you order a shake, it's like this tiny little thing in a tiny little cup, and you finish it in 3 sips. So that's why it's probably only 590 calories instead of 2,000. Okay. What? The budget for Masters of the Universe is between $170 to $200 million, and that's what they came up with. An outfit that I could wear and look better than that He-Man. Oh my God. Anyway, let's move on. So guys, now I've basically covered all of the topics that I would like to talk about today. All right. If you have suggestions for DSP Tries It, share them. Let's see if we can come up with something good for Tuesday or for Monday. If not, we'll just skip it for this week. Okay? Now, what would you guys like to talk about for the rest of the show? Go ahead and tag me in the chats. Let's see what's on your mind. Let's do some open Q&A and hang out for the next, half an hour to hour, whatever's on your mind, before we jump into sorrows for today. So let's see what you guys want to chat about. Goulash, I don't care that you shaved your head. I don't even know what you're talking about. Please stop spamming the chat. Okay. Dress up like He-Man for a stream. Hey, Halloween. Halloween is coming. And also, keep in mind, I ordered a weight machine. It's en route to me. It's going to take a long time to get here because it's so heavy. It's a freight company is dealing with it. I'm going to be really pumping iron very soon. So maybe I could be nice and roided for Halloween this year. I mean, roided Phil on stream. There you go. Did the giant spider in Resident Evil 9 scare me? No. Oh, no, not him again. Says the new He-Man can't be worse than the one from the 80s. I don't believe that at all. See, here's the thing. The one from the 80s, all right, it's another one of those situations where it's so bad it's good. Like, the movie's not good. It's not. But if you treat it as a campy movie, not to be taken seriously, and you understand it has that heavy 80s vibe to it, it's actually an entertaining movie. Like, a scene where they're literally stealing chicken, fried chicken from a person in a parking lot to eat because they're so hungry. That's fucking funny. Seriously. It's campy as shit, but it's actually funny. I don't think anything in this movie is going to be funny. I think it's going to be complete ass. Yeah, I know. That's the other thing. Like, let's be honest. Jared Leto, yes, he's an Academy Award winner, but that was a long time ago. Every movie this guy is in flops. Like, literally every movie. So why would you want him in your movie? I'm actually at a loss. Like, you would think that movie makers would be like, he is, like, the opposite of what we want if we want to be successful. Yet they keep casting him and putting him in prominent roles. Like, what are you, stupid? I don't get it. What does Jared Leto have on Hollywood that they keep casting him in prominent roles for movies that just flop again? I mean, what is going on there? I'd like to know. Squirrelsifer says, is there a difference between a regular PC controller versus Steam controller? Yes, the touchpads. The touchpads allow you to navigate around Windows as if you have a keyboard and mouse. That is the big prominent difference. Outside of that, it just seems to be a pretty good pad for games. Like I said, I played Mouse PI for Hire, and it controlled really well. I had no issues with that. Even in the finale of the game that was ultra challenging, I beat the game with it, no problem. But outside of that, it's the trackpads that are the unique piece of it. How much do I lift? I have maxed out my free weight dumbbells, so I can't go any further with them. I'm actually using maximum weight. That's why I got a weight machine, because it really, like, the only way that I was going to do more weight was to either buy the insane ones that really aren't viable for home use because they're so huge, or to get like a actual barbell where you can stack way more weights on it. But again, I don't have room. Like, I just don't have room for that. I don't even have room for like a weight bench with the barbell or whatever. In my house, I'd have to put that in the garage, and I can't because it's not climate controlled. So I needed to get a machine that has, you know, everything you can do the exercises in a compact space. That's why I got the machine. I mean, maybe that's what it is. Squirrelsifer just accused Jared Leto of being a cult leader. Maybe he actually is a cult leader. And this cult is ingrained in Hollywood, and therefore he keeps getting work despite the fact that his works all flop. It could be it. Maybe that's actually the case. Okay. How much is max weight? It means that max weight means that I've put all of the weights onto my dumbbells that they came with. I've maxed them out, and I can't go any higher. They don't have any higher capacity. That's what it means. Which is pretty remarkable. I didn't think I would get to that level that fast. I bought them in August or September of last year, and just gradually started working up. And it got to the point where I'm like, oh, so now all I can do is I can do more reps. But that's about it. I can't do more weight. The thing is, more reps, more weight, they both work. But if you do more weight and you start with less reps and you increase the reps slowly, that's what gets you the pump. That's what gets you the muscle increase, quickly. If you do more reps, that's fine. That's going to get you toned. And yes, that'll give you strength, but it's not going to give you the growth, right? So I need to increase the weight that I'm working. I told you guys I was going to bring my weights into this room. I was going to come bring them and show them to you, and you didn't reciprocate. I said, all you got to do, we got to get some support, and we didn't get the support that day. So I didn't bring them in. I said, forget it. That was your one opportunity. I was going to bring the weights in here and show you. No lie, that was going to happen. I was going to literally just bring it in and say, here it is, and no one supported it. So I said, well, screw it. Then you don't get it. Sorry. That's how it works. What do you think? This is DSP's House of Freebies? Is that what you think this is? DSPs give you everything for free, Emporium? No. No. That's not what we're running here. How much support did I ask? I don't remember. I legit don't even remember. I don't remember at all. When did I do that? April Fool's? I think it was the April Fool's Day, right? Because one stream I said I would bring my weights in, and the other stream I said I would lift up my shirt and show you my abs. That's right. Now I remember. And neither time did I hit the support come in. So I was like, oh well, I guess you guys just don't care. See, that's the thing. You want everything for free. You don't want to actually pay for it to earn it. So you don't get it. That's just how it works. You know, you're not going to get these things because the thing is my core audience doesn't care. My core audience is here to chill, to talk about games, to have fun. They don't care about the weights I'm lifting. They don't want to see my abs because they're normal people. But you weirdos on the fringes of the internet who want to see this shit, you got to pay for it. I don't give away this shit for free to weirdos. Exactly, Big Back. I know. No, my normal fans don't ask this kind of shit because they don't care. They're good. They're like, listen, we love chilling with you. We like who you are, your personality. We like the way you play games. We like having good conversation. We don't care about that. Why do I care about the size of the weights you're lifting? Why would I care? They don't. Normal people don't. Only weirdos. Because maybe that's what I should do. I won't open an OnlyFans. I'll open an Only Weirdos. So you know that you're a fucking weirdo if you subscribe to it. And then when you do, then I'll show you my weights and, you know, I'll do my exercises. So you can see a guy who's happily married, 44 years old, exercising. And then you can, you know, whatever you do, whatever weird shit you do, only weirdos do, you know, but you'll have to pay to access it. There you go. In an arm wrestling match against Hulk Hogan, would I win? Yes, I would win. Because he's dead. He can't fight back. I would win. Yes, 100%. What a stupid question. Theodore, today's your birthday. Happy birthday, Theodore. I hope you have a good day, man. I hope you got some special stuff planned. Squirrelsifer has just gifted 5 memberships to the community. Thank you, Squirrelsifer. I appreciate that, man. Oh, you know what I should do now that I'm thinking about it? So, the sound effect for gifted subs on Kick is that old sound effect that we were using ages ago that I don't want to use anymore. And now that there's anonymous subs and a lot of people have been gifting them, I should probably fix that. But I think it's the sub renewal sound effect that does it. I think it's the 1 month resub is what it uses. So I think I want to change that sound effect. 1 month resub. Yeah, I'm going to change that sound effect to something, you know, a little better, a little nicer. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I think for now, I'll just have it be the Sonic Extra Life. So it'll look like this. There you go. So there, that way, if anyone gives anonymous subs on Kick, that's what it'll look like. And it won't be, you know, crazy, annoying punch kick sound effect. There you go. Perfect. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book comes out next week. Thoughts on the gameplay? We looked into it. It doesn't look like something I'm interested in. It looks way simplistic with its cutesy, cartoony style. It looks like it's for kids, like little kids. It doesn't look like a Mario game that I would enjoy. So I'm probably just going to skip it. It looks fine for younger kids, but I probably wouldn't care. Very nice. Thank you, Scrollsifer, for the subs, and everyone who's thanking Scrollsifer. That's very nice behavior. I appreciate that. Yes, we're doing 007 First Light, Daddy Big Bucks. 100% I'm playing it. 100%. Kasuga says, would you box Wings even after he knocked out Boogie? He didn't knock out Boogie at all. They just ended the fight because it wasn't a real fight. Wings is in absolutely no situation to be fighting or boxing anyone. At all. Okay? He's just not. So it's not even in the cards. Like, it wouldn't happen. It wasn't a technical knockout. They just ended the fight because it wasn't a real fight. You understand? It was not a real fight, right? You know that. It wasn't real. They weren't really going to fight ever. There was no actual combat taking place. They just... What's up, Dead to Me? How you doing? Listen to this. First time chatter. How do you stay healthy in your 60s? I'll let you know in about 16 years. I'll be right here and I'll tell you exactly how I'm staying healthy. Would I box Wings because I have the stamina? I have no desire to box Wings. I don't want to hurt him. I don't want to hurt Wings of Redemption. I have nothing against him. I would not want to strike him. Would I ever perform as a wrestler in the WWE? No, I have no desire to become a wrestler in the WWE. Sorry. It ain't happening. Do I like Shakespeare? I mean, I read a lot of Shakespeare in high school because we had to. We were doing, courses where we had to do, like, British literature and stuff like that. I didn't dislike Shakespeare. I don't think I was in love with it either. Would I play a chess match against Asmongold? Does he play chess? I used to play chess when I was younger. I know exactly how to play it, but I'm not good at it. I'm too rusty. Remember I tried to play chess like a year or two ago, and I was so rusty, I couldn't really remember the strategies. Like, I knew how to move the pieces, but I couldn't remember any of the strategies or anything that I used to use. So, if he even remotely plays chess, he'd probably spank me. I'm pretty sure I played Kane and Lynch Dead Man, Abdullah, and no, I hated it. I hated the Kane and Lynch games that I played. Kyrie, thank you for re-upping your membership on YouTube. I appreciate that. That's correct. You can hype on-demand videos. You cannot hype a stream. If the stream goes offline but remains an on-demand video, you can hype it down. but I archive my streams as unlisted, and then I make videos, broken out of them. So basically, you can't hype my streams after they go offline. The block says Jada Toys are opening pre-orders for 112 scale Proto Man and other Mega Man posable figures, and that's cool. I don't want those, but that's cool. Did I ever play Ultra Kill? No, I did not. You believe in miracles? It depends on what you mean by miracle. Do I believe that crazy stuff can happen that's not really explainable and or predictable, and you can say, wow, my God, that's like a 1 in a million miracle? Yes, I do believe that that stuff happens. But people have different definitions of the word miracle. Did I ever watch King of the Hill? Yes, and I really enjoyed the series most of the time. I thought it was a great show. Excuse me. If I had a pet cow, what would I name them? Depends on the gender. Maybe female cow, maybe like Bessie or something like that. A male cow? I don't know. Herbert? I don't know. I look really good for my age. Well, here's the thing. I disagree with some of that. Like, my face looks like shit. Although it's funny. Take a look at this. I just saw this morning, and I was like, what the hell? So, take a look at this, okay? Ready? So, just take a look at a video like this, right? Like this video. Look at my face. This is from just about 2 years ago. It was when I reacted to my own June the King documentary. And I think that was September 2024. Look at my face there versus now. Just look how bloated it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, just in the last 2 years, because I changed my diet entirely and I worked out, I have lost so much of this weight that I used to have. My face is looking a lot better, a lot slimmer. I actually have a jawline again, instead of this big blob that I used to have. You know what I'm saying? And I am much healthier, than I was just 2 years ago. So I would argue, do I look healthier than I used to be? Yes. Do I think I look good for my age? No. My face is all screwed up, and we all agree. My face is all screwed up from years of, eating, poorly, drinking too much, not sleeping, being stressed the hell out. So many bad things I did to myself for an elongated period of time. It's going to take years of rehabilitation efforts to get me to look good again or normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, my body is fucked up because I didn't take care of myself. Let me be a cautionary tale to those of you out there who are in your 20s and 30s and you have ample opportunity to eat well, to sleep properly, to not be a substance abuser. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it to yourself, because you'll end up in a situation where even if you want to get good and be healthy and look better, you can't really. Like, look, how much better am I ever going to really look realistically? I weigh 170 pounds. I've burned off almost all my fat, and my face still looks like this, and there's nothing I can do about it. What else could I do? So I'm doing whatever I could. But that's what I mean. Like, I look a lot better than that version of me. That's for sure. But I don't think that I look good, and there's not much I can do besides just sticking with this. And maybe in another couple of years, maybe I'll look a little better. You know what I'm saying? Flowers. Nice flowers. Do I plan on having a six-pack? I don't know, because I never had a six-pack. When I was young, I didn't have a six-pack. But, like, right now, I'm not kidding when I tell you I can't possibly do any more sit-ups. I've gotten to the point where I can endlessly do sit-ups and I don't get tired. And I can't do any more. Like, it wouldn't make sense. I've hit the wall with that. So what I need to do is when I get this weight machine, now I do crunches with weight. Because this weight machine I got actually has a special attachment that you hold on your shoulders with the weights attached. And then you do crunches on it like this. And that's when it's actually going to start to really give me like the chiseled stomach that I want. So we'll have to see how it goes. Because I'm done. I'm done doing sit-ups. I can't do anymore. And I don't have a six-pack. Like I'm rock hard and muscular there, but it's not defined. Like I don't think you can get defined without having the crunches and that style of exercise, right? Abs are made in the kitchen. It's about diet. And you guys know, hey, I've cut a ridiculous amount of carbs out of my diet. I've cut pretty much, a lot of fat. I don't eat cheese and shit. I don't eat much fried food. I've cut so much of that out of my diet. It's low carb, low fat, high protein diet is what I'm doing now. So I'm not sure what else I could do besides just keep refining that diet, right? No, Yak Almighty, the thing is I never would have had a six-pack because when I was younger, I did lift weights, but it wasn't serious. Like, I would say I lifted weights for about a year, maybe a little more. My dad had a home gym in the basement, and I did it, then, and I actually bulked up. I was in, like, my early 20s, and I bulked up. But I didn't do, like, crazy, serious exercise regimen. He didn't have a weight machine. It was all free weights, so there was no crunches. None of that existed. I was just doing regular sit-ups. You know what I'm saying? So I never had a six-pack. No, even when I was younger and skinny, I didn't have a six-pack. No, I'm not on a keto diet. I'm not on a keto diet, but a lot of the things that I eat are for keto diet. Like, for example, today we're going to have chicken tacos for dinner. It's just char-grilled chicken, okay? Low fat, no fat, char-grilled chicken with the taco shell that's the soft kind. It says it's keto diet taco shell, meaning the amount of fiber and stuff in it, it's net carbs, like 0 carbs, net carbs once you eat it. And all I'm going to put on there is a little bit of pico de gallo and a little bit of sauce just for extra flavor, and I'm done. That's it. No cheese, no sour cream, no other shit. It's just protein and a little bit of veggie for flavor, and, boom, done. That's my dinner. Is it keto or keto? I actually don't know. Do you pronounce it keto diet or keto diet? Because I don't know the answer to that. I don't think I've ever heard a single person pronounce the word. Is it keto? Okay, thank you for telling me. I had no idea. It's keto. So I'm saying keto and I'm saying it incorrectly. Okay, keto diet. Thank you. James with a €2 super chat says, I'm excited to see you play Bond First Light. I'm excited to try it. Hopefully it's good. It looks decent, right? It looks pretty good. So, yeah, it should be hopefully a good experience. Exactly. No guac, no sour cream, just pico de gallo, which is what? Diced onion, diced tomato, cilantro, and a tiny bit of seasoning or whatever. And this, a sauce. And the sauces I use have no cream or anything in them. It's more just like a almost low, no-calorie sauces. You get like the green sauce and shit like that. You can put, I think it's like a cilantro lime flavored sauce. So it's a few extra calories, but it's not a lot. Keto, it refers to ketosis. Okay, I didn't know that either. Okay, thank you. I don't know anything about these diets. There you go. Screw gaming. Let's just do fitness streams, DSP lifting. Well, it's a matter of, like I told you guys, I'm never or ever going to show you that kind of stuff unless I feel like it's worthy of it. Right now, my workouts are lame and bootleg. Why? Because I'm on a shitty bench with 2 free weight dumbbells. My form is terrible. I can't, but the way I do it, I can't do a good job. That's why I need this machine. When this weight machine shows up and I set it up, now I'm going to be able to actually work on form. I'm going to be able to work on reps and everything. Isolate the muscle groups, change the weights constantly, go between the exercises quickly, seamlessly, without a lot of work, without a lot of noise, without a lot of hoopla. And I'll be able to, alternate during the week. Like one day I do these, the next day I do these, the next day I do these. But I think ideally it's 3, right? You're supposed to have 3 different rotations of exercises that you do. And you're always working out, but you're always doing a different exercise group, right? Different muscle group. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do day 1 is these 3, 4 exercises. Day 2, these 4. Day 3, these 4. Then a day off, right? And then go back doing through them again. And what I'll actually do, I'll start really recording my progress. Up to now, how do I record my progress? I just add more weight or I just count more reps. That's it. Instead, I'll actually have like charts and things of what I'm doing with my progress and stuff like that because I'll have the means to do it. But I was never going to ever show off exercising when I knew my exercising was lame. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I'm happy I've done as good as I have for myself just off of my previous experience exercising when I was younger and looking a few tips and things up on the internet. But for the most part, I hit the wall with what I can just do with 2 free weights, with the space and the means that I have. That's why I needed to get this machine. So once this shows up, then I start working out more seriously. And then maybe down the road, it could be something that we do, that I share with you. I'm not going to do it now when it's been the most bootleg situation. Everyone's like, oh, he sucks. His form's terrible. He's doing it. Yeah, no shit. I know that. That's not what I was focusing on. I just wanted to get my body moving again. I just wanted to get the weight off of me that was making me a fat, blubbery mess. And I've done that. Now I don't have that weight on me anymore, and my body feels good, and I have energy again, and my muscles are building. It's like, damn, I feel good now. Now it's time to actually get serious about it because I can. I wouldn't have been able to do that without that introductory step of kind of doing it the bootleg way to get that bullshit weight off of me and everything. I never would have been able to go serious, Oh, I know, and that's the thing. Yuria says, when you were doing push-ups on stream, people tried to analyze your form. I can't imagine if you did the full workout. And I wasn't even doing the fucking real push-ups for real here. There's no room to do them. You know what I mean? When I'm working out, I try to give myself more room. You try to do it properly. I couldn't do that here. People are analyzing it like it's ultra fucking serious. As it wasn't. It wasn't serious shit. What fragrance am I wearing today? I don't know. Wouldn't you like to know? I bet you would like to know, wouldn't you? Indeed. Can I do a one-leg squat? I don't think I've ever tried. What would that, just doing squats, but doing it with only one leg? And with the weights and everything? I've never attempted it. Oh, one-leg squats are good when no weights are available? Oh. I've literally never attempted it. Hello, Le Cubier. How do you say your name? How you doing? All right, I hope you're enjoying the podcast. We're going to chill for a little bit more before I go on my break, and then we get ready for Sorrows. But if you are enjoying yourself, please support the stream. I didn't get to flex. I want to flex for you guys. We have the flex emote. Don't you want to see a fresh flex? But I can't do it because we haven't seen Frog. When Frog appears, the flex off begins. So, how do you see Frog? Well, if you gift a sub on Kick, there's a chance. Or if you do a super chat that's below $5, there's a random chance. Has to be $1 or more, though. So let's go. Don't you want to see Frog? How are we even doing? I'm not paying attention. How are we even doing this morning? Or this afternoon now? So we have no subs. We have no kicks. So basically nothing whatsoever from the kick audience. I've been very nice to the kick audience this morning. I've been interacting with them constantly, and they have not reciprocated whatsoever. I even gave them a beautiful moving emo of my rippling pectoral muscle, not pectoral, bicep. My rippling bicep. And they didn't reciprocate. Let's get some reciprocation on the kick side. We do have 5 gifted memberships from Squirrels of Earth. Thank you so much. We got the super chat from Luna and a few smaller super chats. And we got a $1.50 tip. At least we got one tip. It would be great to get a bigger tip than $1.50. But please support the content. I know that you guys like the podcast. You show up every day and you hang out, so let's go. The best part is whenever I say this stuff, the people on Kick start giving moral support, which is basically they redeem their channel points to get these highlighted messages. But the truth is, we all know that the Kick viewers have no morals. So it doesn't mean anything. It's all, completely half-hearted because they don't have morals to give, so they can't really give moral support even if they wanted to. A Fart That Smells just gifted a membership over on YouTube. Thanks to A Fart That Smells. I appreciate that. What a great name. He couldn't be the fart that doesn't smell, so it doesn't bother anyone. He actually has to be the fart that smells. Wow. What's the next big Nintendo game that I'm planning on doing? Probably Star Fox, right? Next month? I think it's Star Fox next month. Let's see. So we got Forza Horizon next week. There's a maybe for Bubsy 4D. 007 First Light, Lego Batman, 7th Guest Remake. There is the Switch 2 1-year anniversary, and I am planning on a podcast to do a 1-year anniversary rundown of the console and what I really think about it after owning it for a year. And then, it would be Star Fox on June 25th will be the next major thing. Now, I may play other games on Switch 2. Like, if we do another Pokemon game, that would be on Switch 2. But the next big thing is definitely Star Fox. Now, A Fart That Smells just became a member themselves. So thank you to A Fart That Smells. Ooh. Ooh. Boo. Boo. Yeah. Is it possible to gift a sub to a specific person on YouTube mobile? No. No, it's not. I don't think so, right? No. I don't think you can give subs specifically on YouTube at all. I think they're randomly divvied out. I think on Kick you can select, but not on YouTube. Reverse psychology by the king? No, the point I'm making is you guys never support anyway. Everyone who sits there on the Kick side and spams the moral support messages literally doesn't contribute. Like, almost never. It's a very rare situation. Because people who are going to contribute are going to anyway. The moral support spammers don't contribute. So I'm not really worried about saying stuff because it's not going to affect them in any way. It's pretty standard. You know, I've been to this rodeo many times. How do you earn the moral support? You just watch. If you just sit here and watch on Kick, you earn the channel points, and they accumulate automatically. I think, actually, I'm trying to remember if there's an accelerated way to do it or not. I'm not sure, but just watching earns them. Oh, it's time for my coffee. It's time for Grandpa Phil to have his coffee. This is good workout music. What's up, Mad Villain? How are you today? Welcome. So we're in the home stretch, everyone. Last 15 minutes or so. Again, if you guys want to talk, tag me in either chat. Let's see which topics you want to discuss before we adjourn for the week. And the show will return on Sunday morning. How many kicks to see me completely topless? Ooh, I don't know. I have to think about that. You'd have to be a record breaker. Like, what's the most kicks that I've ever received? Let's see. Like, the lifetime top kicker is Stepdad, and he gave 27,600 kicks, which would be, what is that, 276 bucks? That's actually not a lot. So you'd have to total, okay, wait a minute. That's very low. Wow. That's very low for what you're asking. That's not a lot at all. Exactly. Like 276 bucks. I mean, that's not even what I usually make in a day on 2 streams. So that's ridiculous. That's definitely not enough. We'd have to, make some calculations here. Right? $1,000? I don't know. 1,000? To take my shirt off? Kyrie says, how long have you been on Kick? I started streaming on Kick fall of 2024. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not going to react to other documentaries about me. That was the point of me reacting to the longest possible one in 2024. I'm not doing that shit anymore. Because the truth is, I addressed everything up to that time in 2024. Literally nothing since then that has happened has been dramatic or worthy of a moment's attention. I've been much better. I've massively improved myself as a streamer, as a gamer, as a person. There's nothing to even entertain. Anything that people are saying about me now is so fucking bullshit and over-exaggerated for them to make money because they're grifters that none of it is worth addressing whatsoever. I have no more skeletons in my closet to address. It's done with. So, no, I'm not addressing any bullshit from fucking idiots who think that endlessly beating the dead horse is a good idea. I'm above it. Would I do a hot tub stream for 1 million kicks? I don't have a hot tub. What about an Only Use Me Blade documentary? I don't know anything about Only Use Me Blade at all. I don't even know who the guy is or nothing. So if anyone was interested in that, yeah, I would do that. I would react to that. Really? Forza's 150 gigs? Yeah, it's no big deal. Hopefully it looks and performs great. I hope it does. No, I'm not getting the premium add-on version of Forza to play it early. There's no point. I'll play it Tuesday. I have no idea why that was auto-moderated. That was the AI moderator on Kick, Virtual Boy. I have no clue. Like, you said nothing offensive, but the AI moderator thought you did. That's Kick that runs that thing, not me. So I don't even know what criteria it uses. Beer Devourer did a £5 super chat. First of all, let's see what that's the equivalent of in USD today. Because I think that's going to be our highest super chat. 666. Wow, it's a 666 super chat. What were the chances of that conversion rate today, huh? So thank you, Beer Devourer. And Beer Devourer says, popping by for your thoughts on the Daigo match recently. I know you faced Justin in events before. Ever played Daigo on the circuit? Number one, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what Daigo match happened. I don't follow FGC stuff. I don't really care. So I'm not aware of what you're talking about. And number two, no, I never got to fight Daigo. I always wanted to. I thought it would be nice to. But I never had a chance. He basically was never at an event that I was at. He never went to EVO the years that I was there or anything. So I never had a chance to play him. No, I did not read Daigo's book. I didn't know Daigo had a book either. Oh, that's great. Well, no, I didn't know that, Cypress TV. I had no idea about that whatsoever. Just another one of those awful situations. Another one of these people, you know, just another one. Like, oh my God. I hope that the new Xbox CEO continues to make sweeping changes and improve the platform, and hopefully they can become serious competition for Sony again, because we need competition. I think that the changes that she's made are good. I think she needs to make way more, and they need to remotivate their game studios to start pumping out good exclusives again, so there's a reason to own the hardware so that they can compete. That simple. Like right now, there is no competition in the console market between Xbox and Sony, so because of that, Sony has slacked off, you know, and then now we got nothing good going on in the console world. Let's be honest. Like, what is good on console right now? I'm playing Soros. It's okay. You know what I mean? Beer Devourer with another super chat. Says, that's cool. Have a great Friday. Chat, bring back Retro Fight Night whenever Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I am. I'm playing that tonight. He says, you'd snatch the wig off of LTG. Screw the Covenant. There you go. Snatch that hairpiece right off of his balding head. That's right. Thank you so very much for another super chat. No, I do want to do that Korean chicken. Duke is asking, what about that Korean chicken you talked about for DSP Tries It before? I'd like to do it. I could do it. But we're not going to do it this week because I just did chicken at Jollibee. That would be stupid. Like, I don't want to even do that 2 in a row. So we'll save that for later in the future. Beer Devourer, you're certainly not the first and you're not the last to find my channel via detractors. I appreciate you supporting the source of the content. That's very nice of you. Favorite song? Dun 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 dun. Now, obviously, how stupid. Here's how easy it is to disprove everything these morons are saying. Okay? If I were on Ozempic, right, would I be able to actually be gaining muscle mass and stuff? Because from what I'm to understand, when you're on Ozempic, you can't eat, right? That's how you lose weight. That's not the case with me at all. Like, I'm eating well, and that's how I'm actually gaining some muscle and stuff. And you can see it. Look, like, you can't deny that I'm gaining muscle. You can see the muscle. You know, it's not fake or anything, right? Now, if I were juicing, how could I possibly be juicing? Then I would be way bigger. What you're seeing is a natural muscle gain. Most people who get serious about bodybuilding, all of a sudden, they start just pounding on these calories and, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, they balloon up. Like, oh, look at me, now I'm roided. Yeah, because you fucking went crazy. You didn't do it naturally. Like, me is literally, I'm a combination of diet change and natural working out. Not juicing, not power loading, not doing any kind of creatine and shit like that, you know? And I'm not taking a drug to lose weight. I did it naturally over years. You can see over the last 2, 3, 4 years, right? You just saw the video we just looked at of me 2 years ago doing the June the King documentary and how I still had a bloated face and everything. And, you know, a year or two before then, I was like this. So it's like first all the water weight came off, then a little bit more, then a little bit more. And it's been a gradual process. Like in the last year, I lost about 20 pounds just by changing my diet and working out. The 3 years before there, I lost about another 20 pounds gradually and slowly just by changing my diet, but I hadn't been working out yet. So it's this very slow, gradual process. You see what I'm saying? Very slow and gradual. But you can see it naturally happening. The hilarious part is these idiots who say he's juicing or he's using drugs. That's not how it works for them. They are gradual, or they're a drastic change. Like, right, like if you get on Ozempic, within a few months, you're going to drop weight. It's going to be a shocking change all over. And that's why people say things like the Ozempic look or whatever. Yeah, because someone all of a sudden shockingly just boom, dropped in weight. And now they look so different. And it's so fucking abnormal because it's a quick and drastic change. Or the people who are roiding, right? When they're roided, all of a sudden they're so bulking and rippled. Like, what the fuck? You didn't look like that before. How are you looking like that all of a sudden? Because it wasn't a drastic natural thing. It's because they're putting shit in their body that's over pumping them, you know? Bono Tecmo says, they've released yet another new home arcade cabinet with Street Fighter games and Capcom games, but there's no online at launch. Iconic arcade, they never learn. Let me look at this. Retro returns and it hits hard. Iconic arcade. XT arcade machine. Here it is. 2 models. One's the classic Street Fighter 2 and one is the Street Fighter Alpha 2. Captain Commando, 1944. Street Fighter Alpha 2. Street Fighter Alpha 3. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Knights of the Round. Pro Gear. I don't know what that is. Street Fighter 2 World Warrior, Champion Edition, Hyper Fighting. Super Turbo. Oh, no, it doesn't have Super. It has Super Turbo. And then it has Hyper Street Fighter 2. Alpha 1. So it has all the alphas. Final Fight and Gaiga Wing 2. But what are the... It doesn't even say what the features are. Like, it doesn't even show you anything. Nine out of 10 scale design. It's powered by a Raspberry Pi 5. 24-inch LCD monitor. That's pretty small. You can stream from the cabinet. It has a micro HDMI output. That's interesting. To be honest, it looks better than the arcade 1-up. It does. Although they are using an American-style joystick, which I get why, for nostalgia. But anyone who plays the game seriously plays on a Japanese-style joystick now. Like, almost everyone has said, no, we don't want that. It's not bad. Like, I'll show you. Let me show you what we're talking about. This is it right here. As you can see, it's a 9 out of 10 scale, meaning it's almost a full-size cabinet, but it's not a full-size cabinet. He can play. He's a little hunched over, but he can play it normally. Like, the problem was with those arcade 1-ups, they're so tiny, you have to sit on a stool to play. If you stand in front, you have to fucking hunch over like you're, you know what I mean, to even play it. So they're not real cabinets. The look is nice. The aesthetic is nice. Okay, but the problem is they're using American joysticks, and those are not good at all. Like, we all played on them back in the day, but the moment we started playing on Japanese style, we were like, oh my god, the Japanese style is so much better. So you'd basically have to get a Japanese stick to have this be a good cabinet. And I'm curious about Raspberry Pi 5 hooking up to this monitor having input delay. You know, it might have a lot of input delay. You don't know. And again, you have to test it. It's the only way you would know is to test the cabinet. It does look like they're making a better attempt than Arcade 1-Up. Like, I've played on 2 different Arcade 1-Up cabinets. They are fucking awful. The controls are massively delayed. Like, you just do it. It takes forever for the game to respond. And the joysticks and shit are garbage. They're, like, really low quality on Arcade 1-Up. This, I don't know. These buttons don't look very good. These look like cheap buttons to me. I could be wrong, but they don't look very good. So, likely, the cabinet would be fine. You'd have to replace the controls. I do like the idea that it does have HDMI out. So you can actually stream from it and make content from it. That obviously makes sense if you're going to spend money on it. It says it's sold out, but it doesn't say the price. Like, if I click buy, it says sign up to be the first to be notified when it's available. Yeah, but what is it? All I want to know is the cost. That's it. It's all I want to know. The price, and they don't show you the price. They're saying they're expecting it'll be available again in June 2026. Thank you to James for a €2 super chat. He says, LCD on a cabinet is gross. Yeah, here, this is the question. They say it's a 24-inch monitor on the cabinet, right? That's great. Is it a good monitor? What's the response time? Is it one of the monitors that you can only see when you're looking directly straight at it, or can you see it from the side? Because some monitors you can't even see from the fucking side. You know, like, it could be shit. See, this is why it's so dumb. Goulash says, are steroids the reason your face is bloated? My face was bloated forever. My face has literally been bloated since the first day I pointed a camera at my face and started recording in what, like 2008, 2009? Do you think I've been on steroids all these years? I don't think so. Beer Devourer with a £2 super chat says, did you ever play EX plus Alpha back in the day? Yes, I did. I played all the EX games in arcades. They were all in arcades back in the day. Everyone played everything. They weren't very competitive. They weren't very balanced, the EX games. They were fun. Like, Blanca was so busted. I think it was EX2 he was in, where you could do, like, jump in, roundhouse, low, medium kick, Blanca ball, super cancel into an air down Blanca ball that would go hit. Then you could cancel into, like, another super. Then you could cancel to another one. It was a broken game, but it was silly fun. No one really took it seriously, though, or played it competitively. I played Persona 4 Arena when it first came out, Kasuga, and during the first week of me playing it, Atlas hit me with copyright strikes for playing their fighting game. I'm not kidding. So I said, fuck them, and I never played any of that shit ever again because I wasn't going to risk my channel for those morons hitting me with copyright strikes for nothing. What's up, King Michael? How are you, man? Bonos Tecmo says it was under $1,000 originally, and I think they lowered it even more because they delayed the cabinet multiple times, and the monitor looks good, but not good response time. So there you go. I mean, the lineup of games looks good. The idea of the cabinet being bigger and 9:10 scale is good, but if it lags, who cares? If the fucking thing lags, you don't want to play on it ever. Like, if most of the games on it are fighting games, which it is, it's every version of Street Fighter 2, and all the alphas, and Third Strike. So three amazing games, and if they all lag, who gives a fuck? There's no point in owning the cabinet then. No, I never played any Persona dancing games. No, I did not. Thank you guys for chilling, and thank you so much for the early support today. Like I said, it would be nice to do a frog flex today, but we haven't seen a frog animation yet. That's for gifted subs or super chats under $5. There's a random chance to see those animations, but we haven't seen it yet. We played Dave the Diver. Yes, we did. I liked it, but the audience did not. I liked the game. I thought it was unique, but everyone said they were bored by it, so I never went back to it. Frog is scared because now we have the flex emote. Well, there you go. Frog doesn't want to get outdone by reality. That's the thing. They use monitors that are called BOE. They look very vibrant, but the response time isn't great. The one they used at the beginning looked bad, but they had good response time. Here's the thing. If you're a competitive player and you like old school fighting games, you're just going to buy an old cabinet. Meaning you're going to buy a tube TV. You're going to buy the boards. You're going to buy the actual original shit. I know. I have a friend who owns a giant cabinet in his house, and it looks amazing. And he has people over. They play on it all the time. It's sick. You know, it's the original setup. It's fucking restored, and it's free of any lag or anything. It's amazing. A cabinet like that, or the arcade one up or whatever, that is a hobbyist cabinet. What that means is you don't care about the quality. You just want to have something cool in your house. You want this to be part of your man cave so that you can have your friends, oh, look, I have an arcade cabinet in my house. Aren't I cool? Aren't I affluent? Look at me. But it's not meant to be taken seriously. You'll never know how to play the games. You'll just fuck around with them, you know? I remember Hexen. I never played Star Wars Dark Forces, but I remember Hexen. I loved it. All right, I think it's time to end the show. It's been 2 hours. We've had a lot of chill fun. I hope that you guys have all enjoyed the show. I liked it. I think it's been a good episode. I want to say thanks to everyone who hung out and engaged, talked, supported. It's been a good one. Remember, I'm off tomorrow, but I'll be back on Sunday. We'll get caught up again. I'll talk about my day off, and we'll have a good time starting up another 6-day streaming week next week. Unless the one instance here is I don't know when my exercise machine is arriving. It's en route to me right now, but they're literally not promising a delivery date because this thing is so huge. It's like 350 pounds. So they're not guaranteeing me when it gets delivered. Therefore, I don't know when it's arriving. And when it arrives, obviously I need to take time off to bring it in the house, get it upstairs, build it. So I'm hoping for a 6-day streaming week next week, unless this thing arrives, in which case I'll have to take some time off for it. But I'll let you know. Okay, but it looks like 6 days next week. What's up, Gabriel? How you doing, man? It looks like a 6 days of streaming next week, okay? All right. Good stuff, everyone. Thank you for a great show. I hope that you enjoyed today's Level 1 podcast. I hope that you'll stick around for Saros, and I hope that you'll come back tonight for Friday Night Fights. But if I don't see you, I'll see ya Sunday. Peace out, everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.